Hi, everybody.
Hey, everyone. Welcome to Tarot for Today, Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee.
And this time we're doing our monthly modality messages.
For you. And it's for the sign of Leo. In other words, since the sun is going into Leo, this reading is for the whole time the sun is in Leo. When the sun moves to Virgo, we'll be doing the next one.
So it's basically a monthly forecast. And what it is we work with the modalities of the signs. Each sign has a modality as well as its elemental association or anything else. This reading helps to focus what energies and trends are going on in your modality and how you can use them to make the best of your month.
Yes, and so we're going to do the cardinal, the fixed, and the mutable signs in that order. And so we're going to start today with the cardinal signs, which is Aries, Cancer, and Libra. Fire, water, and air, of course, is represented in each modality. And Earth. Did I forget Capricorn? This is the second time I've forgotten Capricorn lately. I did it in my
Kind of surprising.
I did it in my material. I know, because our moon is in Capricorn. I feel bad. So let me say that again. Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. All the elements are represented: air, fire, water, and earth.
Each of them has a different role to play.
Yeah. And so with the questions that we formulated this spread with, we kind of bring the energies of each of the signs into the reading. I hope you enjoy it. So, let's see what's happening with the cardinal signs. Okay, card number 1 is the Five of Wands, and it's reversed. Okay. Card number 2, let's just throw them all out there, is the Two of Pentacles, reversed. Card number 3 is the Queen of Wands, and she is upright. Nice fiery card there. And card number 4 is the Three of Cups, reversed. So let's see what your energies are for this time period, cardinal signs. So the first card indicates what changes you will initiate this month. And we have the Five of Wands reversed. Geez, I don't know. I think it's maybe moving on in a new direction. Maybe it's a more cooperative. I don't know. It's maybe more contentious.
I think it's actually the
opposite.
different. I'm thinking that maybe we are going to reevaluate or possibly lessen some ties with certain partnerships. Maybe we are finding that energies are transitioning this month and we're not feeling as compatible, or like those energies are working for our projects. So we're going to reconsider that.
Yeah, I have to rethink that one. And I'm thinking to myself that maybe things are just not working out, and you're considering your options and moving on.
Okay.
So card number 2 is, how will you nurture and cultivate your goals, desires, and relationships during this time period? And it's not going to be easy because we have that Two of Pentacles reversed. And it seems as though trying to maintain a balance, cardinal signs, is going to be imperative for you this month, but it's not going to be easy. And I think it's going to negatively impact on your goals and your desires and your relationships. You got to kind of keep it together. If you can't keep your stuff together, you're not going to make any forward progress.
I wonder if both of those cards are talking about how we're shifting into the Leo energy. And the Leo energy itself is kind of a refinement of a lot of things that relate to exploration and, of course, finessing to highest achievement. And so with the Two of Pentacles, maybe we're finding like, we just have too many personal problems and things to balance. And so we want to try to find a way to discard some of that. And so maybe we're going to try to curtail some of our situations like that, put things on hold, tell people next month looks better, that kind of thing. No?
Well, no, I totally agree with that. Mm-hmm. I do feel that things are going to be difficult to juggle, and it's going to impact the people around you, the people that you communicate with. Now, and also, like I said, and also it may just make you struggling a little bit more towards your goals and desires in the month ahead.
There is a lot to balance, and of course, many other situations that are not necessarily astrological that are going on in politics, in health, and
Sure.
various situations. People with children are wondering, what they're going to do with that. And all of those are things that are happening in this month. And so maybe the idea is that we need a time out a little bit. Hello there, Mr. Sunman. Have you come to say hi for our reading?
The wrong direction, son.
Go ahead and have a seat.
So card number 3, how can you gain cooperation and support from others? Well, that's the Queen of Wands here upright, and all I can say is that's a very fiery energy.
Put on your charm offensive.
Put on your charm offensive. Be your most magnetic personality will attract people. And I think that's too, is being a little bit aggressive. Being a little bit the initiator of things. The fire influence in the wands can't be overlooked here, Mr. O.
Yeah, this is a perfect card really for somebody who's magnetic and attractive, and also somebody who really knows how to network, somebody who maybe is really fairly adept at bringing people together. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's how you're going to kind of pull into things, you cardinal signs. You're just going to have to say, these people need to know each other, because if they work together, they would actually make a lot of things just charge. And so that's the energy, I think, of the Queen of Wands, is that they see that pattern that can ignite.
So how can you best put your talents and resources to use in this month ahead? You have the 3 of Cups reversed.
Well, it could very well be...
I have some thoughts. Go ahead.
It could be that the best way you can do things is maybe call them the way you see them. Maybe not everything is going to be needing a perfect ending. Maybe some things just sort of need to have actual, nope, this is what really it means. It's like, just the facts, ma'am. Let's not put any sugar coating on it. And so sometimes things just have to run practically rather than idealistically.
Well, practically is an interesting point, I think, because what I was going to say about the 3 of Cups, often that's a card of celebration and partying. And when it's reversed, again, it's kind of hearkening to me to the 2 of Pentacles. Things are a little bit out of balance. You might be... So what I'm thinking here is, what it's trying to say is that don't squander your talents and your resources. Don't waste them. Put them to good use, good practical use, because that's what you had suggested, is practicality. Don't waste them on pie in the sky schemes. Really move ahead in a more down to earth fashion, and maybe use this energy to try to find more balance in this time period.
So to recap a little bit, it looks like the beginning of the month or somewhere in the month, you're going to realize that some of the things that have been going on maybe need some timeouts. Maybe some of that is partnerships or relationships with people. Maybe some of that is also just the ongoing situation. Some of that, maybe you need to focus more on something else. I think you get that a lot with that 2 of Pentacles, that it's really just time to focus somewhere else. But I think too, there are opportunities to use your charm, your guile, to kind of focus on some other goals. So maybe it's really a matter of figuring out what the goals you really should focus on.
Very good. I can't argue with any of that.
All right.
We will leave it at that. And so that's what we have for the cardinal signs for the Leo period. So we're on the fixed signs now. And so you fixed signs are good at maintaining balance and stability. So that's kind of what this spread is about. Let's see what's going to go on with you in the month ahead. And the fixed signs are Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus. I've left nobody out.
Don't you dare.
And Leo is the fire element, and the sun is in Leo. So I'm assuming this is probably going to be a pretty darn decent time for you Leos out there.
Alrighty then.
I know that when the sun is in Aries, it is my power time. Also, don't forget, everybody, to check out our weekly readings. Mr. O here does an emotional exchanges reading that comes out Fridays, and I have a reading that comes out on Sundays, Material Matters show, which has just begun. His is about the emotions. Mine is about the money and the material side of life. So let's see what we have for the fixed signs in the upcoming period. We have the Nine of Cups reversed. My, that's starting us off there. We also have the Fool reversed. What's with the reversed cards here? But look at that, for we have Mutable Prince of Cups, which is the Page of Cups. And we have the Ace of Cups upright. So interesting, very interesting. Clearly the emotions are going to be front and center for you guys, I think, up and coming. So the first card, the Nine of Cups, is what qualities do you need to display in order to make a positive impression on others? Well, you know what? I think what really helps you out is when when you can show people that when you fail to achieve what you've wanted, when you fail to meet your goals, that you can bounce back up again. I think that's what's important here. Those are the kind of qualities you need to display. Don't show people that you fall apart, that you show them that you can handle it.
Some children, especially maybe more likely boy children, are taught the value of sportsmanship, of being a good loser or not being a sore loser. And I think those are the kind of qualities that can apply to all children or people, boy or girl, that we need to think about putting our best face forward and remembering that we can go ahead and really work on better goals and not descend into bitterness about what didn't work out.
We have a little cat issue going on, which I hope has righted itself. Well, anyway, so I think that, so basically what this might also indicate to me for this month, Mr. Owen, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that maybe there are going to be some things that happen this month. There might be some delays. There might be disappointments towards, achieving a goal. And it's how you react to that will really leave a lasting impression on people. So try to take it like, you can handle it. You can handle anything that comes your way.
You can't have everything because
that's right.
Where would you put it?
We're finding that out. What can you share with others or allow others to share with you this month? What can you share with others, allow others to share with you? Well, again, I think this directly ties in, and it was the Fool reversed with the Nine of Cups. Is like what you can share is your experiences, when things have not turned out the way you had planned. You might have set off on a great adventure and it didn't turn out the way you thought it would. And again, you're sharing your stories. You're sharing how you manage adversity may really be important and help somebody this month.
Yes, it's how you handle some things that are not always the pleasantest. Maybe the loses here or there, or maybe it's just being wrong sometimes. So really, basically don't have a chip on your shoulder. Just kind of, ask how you can improve. Ask how you can do something better, how you can be of more value.
And card number 3 is what role will your connections or the connections that you make play in this cycle? And we have the Prince of Cups here. I think that, a lot of people will inspire you this month to either be more creative, to be more nurturing. It is the Cups and Emotion card. And we've been talking a lot about that today. It's almost as if you should be this month a motivational speaker. Because people will be looking to you for, what you have to share, your stories, your personal stories.
Well, I think a part of it too is being able to show people that there's something about you, maybe there's something that they sense about you, that you seem intuitive to people, or you bring out an intuitiveness to within people, and that maybe there's sort of that sense of feeling like you've known them, a deja vu, or clicking with them. They resonate to each other. The Page of Cups is that kind of person. He sort of can relate things, and sometimes it's the medium that he relates it to, and some of that has to deal with the subconscious. If you're making somebody feel subconsciously and otherwise that maybe there's a connection, it starts to grow from there.
And what I really think is your connections this month are going to bring out a real creative or caring side of you. I think that's kind of the role they're going to play.
Okay.
At least where I'm concerned. Card 4, how will you be able to achieve a balance between work and pleasure this time around? Well, I think it errs on pleasure, but on the other hand, how about making work your pleasure? In other words, at work, find joy in what you do. Find the joy and, share that with others.
I think this is the card of people like that. Certainly Leos are like that. They just tend to be really happy persons in general, and they bring joy and they make people feel magnanimous because they themselves are magnanimous. And I think you're right, Banshee.
Taurus too could probably get
all
a lot
of
out
these
of
signs
pretty much
are
pretty
like
much.
that. Mm-hmm.
Well, because absolutely, Scorpio's water.
So really, it's like make work and play be the same thing. Make them both be objects of joy or pleasure.
So basically, in the face of some setbacks, you put your best foot forward and you show people no problemo. We move on. We march forward. And with others, you share your story. You tell people, hey, so this didn't work out. I can move on to something new and better. And, that's the way to face these things, is just to keep moving forward. And then finally, or not finally, but the connections that you make can really help you, can really inspire you to be more creative, to be more nurturing, and bring out the caring side of you.
When you think about the month of Leo from July 20th, 21st, whatever, to August, it really is like the epitome of summer, and therefore, because of all these cups, it's the summer of love.
Right.
Again.
And so finally, with that last card, achieving a balance between work and pleasure, it seems very possible, particularly if you find the joy in what you do, because you wouldn't be working at a job if you didn't enjoy it to some extent. I know that, some of us work just to make a living, but there is some joy that comes out of what you do, or you would be moving on to some other job. And that's what we have for you.
So that's it for the fixed signs. So we're going to move on now to
the mutable signs. The mutable signs
is mutable.
Kind of go with the flow. They kind of, you like to talk about the mutable signs, don't you?
Well, mutable signs, I think they're the ones who have seen how the energy started and how it carried itself, and then it says now it's time to transform, to start the cycle back over. So the mutable is sort of like taking us to the point where we come back around and we recycle. We recycle the energies, we recycle literally everything, and figure it out for another month.
So, movement shifting perspectives. Let's see what this has for you. It's Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, and Virgo. And there I go. You may have it. You might have better success shuffling than I today. So, Mr. O.
Yes.
We have a lot of things up and coming. I have a soul stories I have to get out. We have an anniversary coming up. It'll be our 1 year of live streaming anniversary come August, and we hope to have some special things planned.
Yes, we're moving into our second year, and that means that a lot of new things will happen. And we think that number 2 will try harder.
So the first card, the 2 of Cups. The second card is the Moon reversed.
Excuse me.
The third card is the 5 of Cups. And the fourth is the Six of Cups, excuse me.
How interesting.
Yeah, that is. And interesting too, it seems like in a few of our readings now we've had a lot of cup influence. And that holds true here now. So basically the first card is, how will you need to shift your perspective during this cycle? And you've got the Two of Cups here. It's just kind of the card of dualities and emotionality, possible coming together of people, relationships. So I think you need to shift your perspective towards your relationships maybe this month. You've got a lot of emotionality going on here. Is there somebody who needs your attention right now? Your partner, your spouse, somebody romantically that you're interested in. It definitely seems like something's happening there.
It's hard to add anything else to that, because I really think too that the sign of Leo does rule relationships and pleasurable activities, which can be relationships themselves. So it seems to me like the emphasis is on your partner, on working with your partner. If you don't have one, it may be trying to figure out who will be your partner. So I see a lot of that, and that's good.
Well, this is interesting. The second card is, how are others' emotions affecting me? And when I look at the moon reversed, I think you're going to find out this month. I really think that, somebody is going, and maybe that's why you have this card, the Two of Cups here, is that somebody is going to talk about either, hey, I need a little bit more attention from you, or maybe they want to know where they stand with you. I sense that something is going to be, or it's possible that they're going to really truly say how they feel about you.
It's possible that other people are having some emotional turbulence and will be talking to you about that and or your situation with them. It's also possible too, I think, that maybe we're finding out some things in this next month, and maybe that some of these we feel like we're looking at the quality of some of our friendships and we're deciding whether or not people have been truthful or not. Maybe there's situations that are going on within the realm of partnerships, and maybe there's a connection there too. Like maybe we have to reevaluate partnerships because maybe there's some turbulence there.
So what do you need to know or find out to better position yourself for success this month? And it's interesting right here that we have the Five of Cups. Now, the Five of Cups traditionally shows somebody looking at, like 3 of the 5 cups that have spilled on the ground, and there's something remaining. So I'm of two minds on this one, Mr. O, because on the one hand, I think what you need to know is, from the spilled cups in a way, is what do I learn from what I have lost? What do I learn from what I've lost? And conversely, you have 2 cups remaining. So it might also be telling you to look at, what have I learned from what I have left? Why is what I have remaining? There's a message here, I think, for you from both.
Well, it's interesting because
Yeah.
This month, as I said in the last card, is really about personal relationships and stuff like that. But we're talking about these mutable signs, and all the mutable signs tend to have emotional qualities about them that maybe lead them in different areas or bring points of challenge or situations for them. And yet every single card seems to fall into that idea that there's challenging emotional times, and a lot of it is really evaluating where you've been with people and who you want to empower more. Maybe people that you have been depending on are not that dependable, and maybe you need to depend on others who you've just been overlooking a little bit.
So the final card is, what kind of adjustments do you need to make in order to be more effective and achieve success? And it's interesting, we have 6 of Cups here, which is usually relating to the past and memories, and happy memories, because it is upright. So I'm wondering here if there isn't a tie-in again with that 5 of Cups, indicating to me that you need to look at what's worked for you in the past. You need to look at your past for clues as to what has worked for you.
The whole thing is really about emotional resonance, and maybe
Yeah.
what it's saying
What's
here
made
is
you happy?
that there is something from your past. It may not be a person per se, but it was the result of a situation, and you're going to want to say, "Why can't I make it like that? Why can't I
Right.
try to
Or what
do
do I need
this?"
to do
Right.
to bring
exactly.
it back? You know, we can't always bring back the past, but we can learn from it. And so you may not be able to bring back and recreate what you had, but you know what worked for you in the past, and so you can make a brighter future based on that.
Sometimes it's not the memories of the past, but it's the feelings that it gave you that are the most important.
Yeah.
And that you may fog the memory, but you know inside how it made you feel.
Yeah. So do you want to recap this one?
Well, I can start. Let's see that guide there that your hand
Oh, I'm
is over.
sorry.
And so it seems to me like there's really an overall emphasis on partnerships, possibly romantic, but certainly intrapersonal. So we want to look at who in our environment is most supportive of us, who can help us with that. We also want to look at maybe with the moon here, what kind of situations are dragging us down, who is doing that, or who is bringing those situations that maybe are a little bit adverse or maybe are making us question
Well, or if you find
problems.
you will find out something. Somebody is going to reveal something to you.
Yeah, that kind of looks like it.
Yeah. And the third
Well,
is
the third one-
what you need to find out to better position yourself for success, learning from what you've lost, and learning from what you've been able to take away from those losses.
Maybe think about the better things.
We have an emergency signal going off right now, so on our TV. Hopefully it's not for bad weather. All right,
Well,
go
I
ahead.
can't either, so I guess we're going to try to finish that. But I think this is saying, too, that maybe you have to reevaluate who's in your life and why. Who are the
Yes.
persons you count on more, and maybe are the other persons you don't? Do they need to step up with you, or do you need to step up with them?
And finally, what adjustments in this month in order to be effective and achieve success is build something off of what worked. Again, your successes in the past and what made you happy. What made you feel fulfilled. I think that's important too. It's not all about just success. It's about what really fulfills you and makes you emotionally feel joy.
Right. Most of us spend a lot of our lives trying to recapture what made us happiest, and that was in our childhood. So that's what you want to focus on, is not so much repeating your childhood, but what gave you pleasure there and what can bring that back in your life. How can you feel that happy again?
And that's what we have for you, Mutable Signs. So I hope that helped. And we are done. So that is the outlook for everybody for the period of Leo. Please join us again for another reading when the sun turns to Virgo.
Yes.
And also don't forget to join us on our live streams twice weekly, Thursdays 7 to 9 p.m. and Sundays from 2 to 4 p.m., all Eastern Standard Time.
So we'll see you again.
Take care, everybody.